Week 24, letting go, death and dying. Letting go of the past. You are remembering your past. Any happening. Your childhood, your love affairs, the death of your father or mother. Anything, look at it, but don't get involved in it. Remember it as if you are remembering someone else's life. And when this happening is being shown again, is on the screen again, be attentive, aware, a witness. Your past form will be there in a film. If you are remembering your love affair, your first love affair, you will be there with your beloved. Your past form will be there with your beloved. Otherwise, you cannot remember. Be detached from your past, from also. Look at the whole phenomenon as if someone else is loving someone else, as if the whole thing didn't belong to you. Complete the day. When I say to drop the past, I mean that from now onward, that is going to be an everyday thing. Every night before you go to sleep, finish that day. It is finished in existence. Now it is futile to carry it in the mind. Just be finished with it. If something has remained incomplete in the day, it is difficult to finish it. Complete it in the mind. You are passing on the road and you saw a beautiful woman and you wanted to hug her. Now that cannot be done. Something hangs incomplete. Before you go to sleep, just look at the whole day and see what is incomplete. Complete it psychologically, hug her. Relive that moment, hug her in the mind. And be finished with it. Don't carry it as incomplete. Only incomplete moments are carried. There is an intrinsic mechanism in each and everything that compels it to become complete. A seed wants to become the tree. A child wants to become a young man. The unripe fruit wants to become ripe. You wanted to hit somebody and it was not feasible, not practical. It would have cost too much and you are not ready to lose that much. Do it before you go to sleep. Let there be half an hour every day. And that will be your meditation. Go on finishing. Start from the morning and finish everything that has remained incomplete. You will be surprised that it can be completed. And once it has been completed, you will fall into sleep. Experiencing death. When a rose flower is disappearing in the evening, its petals are falling. Sit there and meditate. Feel yourself as a flower and your petal falling. Early in the morning, when the sun rises and the stars disappear, feel yourself disappearing with the stars. And when the sun has risen and the dewdrops on the grass leaves start disappearing, feel yourself disappearing like the dewdrops. Feel death in as many ways as possible. Become a great experience of death. Let death appear like a deep rest. Shiva says, focus on fire rising through your form, from the toes up until the body burns to ashes, but not you. When you are dying, you cannot inhale. The last act cannot be inhalation. The last act will be exhalation. The first act is inhalation and the last is exhalation. You may not have observed it, but try to observe. Whenever you exhale, you are more at peace. Exhale deeply and you will feel a certain peace within. Whenever you inhale, you become intense, you become tense. The very intensity of inhalation creates a tension, and the normal ordinary emphasis is always on inhalation. If I tell you to take deep breath, you will always start with inhalation. We are afraid of exhalation. That's why breathing has become shallow. You never exhale. You go on inhaling. Only the body goes on exhaling. Because the body cannot exist with inhalation alone. It needs both life and death. Try an experiment. The whole day, whenever you remember, exhale deeply and don't inhale. Allow the body to inhale. You simply exhale deeply, and you will feel a deep peace because that is peace. That is silence. The emphasis on exhalation will help you very much to do this experiment because you will be ready to die. A readiness is needed. Otherwise, the technique will not be of much help. Death is just beautiful because nothing is like death. So silent, so calm. But we are afraid of death. And why are we afraid of death? We are not afraid of death because of death. Because we don't know it. How can you be afraid of something you have never encountered? At least you must know it to be afraid of it. So really, you are not afraid of the death. The fear is of something else. You have never lived. That creates the fear of death. The fear comes because you are not living, so you are afraid. I have not lived yet, and if death happens, then what? Unfulfilled, unlived, I will die. The fear of death comes only to those who are not really alive. If you want to enter this technique, you must be aware of this deep fear. And this deep fear must be thrown away, purged. Only then can you enter the technique. This will help. Pay more attention to exhalation. And if you can pay all your attention to exhalation and forget inhaling, don't be afraid that you will die. You will not die. The body will inhale by itself. You can deepen this feeling more if you do another experiment. Just for 15 minutes in the day, exhale deeply. Sit in a chair, exhale deeply, and while exhaling, close the eyes. When the air goes out, you go in. Then allow the body to inhale, and when the air goes in, open the eyes and you go out. When you exhale, space is created within because breath is life. When you exhale deeply, you are vacant. Life has gone out. In a way, you are dead. For a moment, you are dead. In the silence of death, enter within. Before doing the technique, do this for 15 minutes so that you are ready. Not only ready, but welcoming, receptive. The fear of death will not be there because now death appears like a relaxation. Just Lie down. First, conceive of yourself as dead. The body is just like a corpse. Lie down and then bring your attention to the toes. With closed eyes, move inward. Bring your attention to the toes and feel the fire is rising from there upward. As the fire rises, your body is disappearing. Start from toes and move upward. Why start from toes? It will be easier because the toes are very far away from your eye, from your ego. Your ego exists in the head. You cannot start from the head. It would be very difficult. The toes are the most far away point from the ego. Start a fire from there. Feel that the toes are burned. Only ashes remain, and then move slowly, burning everything that the fire comes across. Every part will disappear. Just go on seeing that they have become ashes. The fire is rising upward, and the parts it has passed are no longer there. They have become ashes. Go on upward, and lastly the head disappears. Everything has become, the dust has fallen into dust. Until the body burns to ashes, but not you. You will remain just a watcher on the hill. The body will be there that burnt ashes, and you will be the watcher. You will be the witness. The witness has no ego. 26. Just sitting, Jajan. Zen people say, just sit, don't do anything. The most difficult thing in the world is just to sit, doing nothing. But once you have got the knack of it, if you go on for a few months sitting, doing nothing for a few hours every day, slowly many things will happen. You will feel sleepy, you will dream. Many thoughts will crowd your mind. The mind will say, why are you wasting your time? The mind will give you 1,001 arguments. But if you just go on listening without being bothered by the mind, it will do all kinds of tricks. It will hallucinate, it will dream, it will become sleepy. One day it happens. You are not feeling sleepy. The mind has become tired of you, has dropped the idea that you can be trapped. It's simply finished with you. There is no sleep, no hallucination. You are simply sitting there doing nothing. And all is silence, and all is peace, and all is bliss. You have entered godliness, truth. You can sit anywhere, but whatsoever you are looking at should not be too exciting. Things should not be moving too much. The second thing is, don't look at anything in particular, just emptiness, because the eyes are there and one has to look at something, but you are not looking at anything in particular. Don't focus or concentrate on anything. Just diffuse image that relaxes very much. And the third thing is relax your breathing. Don't do it. Let it happen. Let it be natural, and that will relax even more. The fourth thing is let your body remain as immobile as possible. First, find a good posture. You can sit on a pillow or mattress. But once you settle, remain immobile, because if the body does not move, the mind automatically falls silent. In a moving body, the mind also continues to move. In the beginning, it will seem a little difficult, but after a few days, you will enjoy it. You will see layer upon layer of the mind starting to drop. A moment comes when you are simply there with no mind. Sitting silently for no reason at all. One has to learn not to be so concerned with the result, with the goal. One should start enjoying the journey itself. One should start enjoying the trees by the side of the road, the birds singing, the sun rising. One should move slowly at one's natural pace. One should listen to one's own heart. It is not difficult to judge. If you are in a hurry, you are tense. The tension is enough to indicate. It is an indicator that you are doing something against your nature. You are straining too much. Slow down. One can go into deep meditation only with this understanding. One should forget completely whether anything is happening or not. One should start enjoying just sitting silently for no reason at all, with no motive at all, just for the sheer joy of sitting silently, just breathing, being, listening to the birds, or watching your breath. Slowly a new fragrance starts arising in your being. That fragrance is meditation. That pause, that calmness, that stillness. It comes from the beyond as a gift. And whenever someone is ready, it always happens. 28. Make sleep a meditation. Slip into sleep meditatively. There is a story about Gautama Buddha. Every night his disciples had to meditate before going to sleep. And it was a very significant thing because if you can go into sleep with a silent mind, that space of silence and peace is carried all through the night. Whatever is your last thought when you fall asleep will be your first thought when you wake up. It means you can use 6 or 8 hours of sleep in a tremendously creative way. And the most significant will be to go into sleep meditatively. Meditation slowly becomes your sleep, and then your sleep becomes meditation. 29. Anything can be a meditation. Physical work or exercise. For a meditator, physical work has great significance, not because you will produce something out of it, but because the more you are involved in some kind of labor, the more your consciousness will start becoming centered. It will start coming downward from the mind. It is not necessary for the labor to be productive. It can be simple exercise, but some physical labor is absolutely essential for the agility of the body, the complete alertness of the mind, and the total awakening of the being. Running, jogging, and swimming. It is natural and easy to keep alert while you are in movement. When you are just sitting silently, the natural thing is to just fall asleep. When you are lying on your bed, it is very difficult to keep alert because the whole situation helps you fall asleep. But in movement, you naturally cannot fall asleep. You function in a more alert way. The only problem is that the movement can become mechanical. Learn to melt your body, mind, soul. Find ways you can function as a unity. It happens many times that runners, you do not think of running as a meditation, but runners have sometimes had a tremendous experience. And they were surprised because they were not looking for it. But it has happened, and now running is more and more becoming a new kind of meditation. It can happen in running. If you have ever been a runner, if you have enjoyed running in the early morning when the air is fresh and young and the whole world is coming back out of sleep, and you were running and your body was functioning, and the fresh air and the new world again born out of the darkness, and everything singing all around. A moment comes when the runner disappears. There is only running. The body, mind, and the soul start functioning together. Runners have sometimes come accidentally on the experience of birth to Ria, although they will miss it because they will think it was just because of running that they enjoyed the moment. Start running in the morning on the road. Start with half a mile and then 1 mile and come eventually to at least 3 miles. While running, use the whole body. Don't run as if you are in a straitjacket. Run like a small child, using a whole body. Breathe deeply and from the belly. Then sit under the tree, rest. Let the cool breeze come. Feel peaceful. This will help deeply. Never become an expert in running. Remain an amateur so that alertness is kept. If you feel sometimes that running has become automatic, drop it. Try swimming. If that becomes automatic, try dancing. The point to remember is that the movement is just a situation to create awareness. While it creates awareness, it is good. If it stops creating awareness, then it is no longer good. Change it to another movement where you will have to be alert again. Never allow any activity to become automatic. Smoking. A man came to me. He had been suffering from chain smoking for 30 years. He was ill, and the doctor said, "You will never be healthy if you don't stop smoking." But he was a chronic smoker. Because of this smoking, he had lost all self-confidence. He knew he could not do a small thing. He could not stop smoking. He had become worthless in his own eyes. He asked, "What can I do?" I said, Nobody can stop smoking. You have to understand, smoking is not only a question of your decision. It has entered your world of habits. It has taken roots. 30 years is a long time. It has taken roots in your body. It has spread all over. It has become automatic. You will have to de-automize it. He asked, "What do you mean by de-automation?" And that's what meditation is all about. De-automatization. I said, "Do one thing. Forget about stopping. There is no need either. For 30 years you have smoked and lived. Of course it was a suffering, but you have become accustomed to that too. And what does it matter if you die a few hours earlier than you would have died without smoking? What are you going to do here? What have you done? So what is the point? Whether you die Monday or Tuesday or Sunday, this year, that year." He said, "Yes, that is true. It doesn't matter." I said, "Forget about it. We are not going to stop it at all. Rather, we are going to understand it. So next time, make it a meditation." If Zen people can make a meditation out of drinking tea and can make it a ceremony, why not? Smoking can be as beautiful meditation. He looked thrilled. "What are you saying?" He became alive. "A meditation? Tell me, I can't wait." I gave him the meditation. I said, "Do one thing. When you are taking the packet of cigarettes out of your pocket, move slowly. Enjoy it. There is no hurry. Be conscious, aware. Take it out slowly with full awareness. Then take the cigarette out of the packet with full awareness, slowly. Not in the old hurried way. Enjoy the smell. It is beautiful. Tobacco is as divine as anything. Smell it. It is God's smell." He said, "What, are you joking?" "No, I am not joking. Even when I joke, I don't joke. I am very serious." "Then put it in your mouth with awareness. Light it with awareness. Enjoy every act. And divide it into as many acts as possible, so you can become more and more aware. Then have the first puff, God in the form of smoke. Hindus say, Annam Brahman, food is God. Why not smoke? All is God. Fill your lungs deeply. This is pranayam. I am giving you a new yoga for the new age. Then release the smoke. And another puff. If you can do it, you will be surprised. Soon you will see the whole stupidity of it. Not because others have said that it is stupid. Not because others have said that it is bad. You will see it. And the seeing will not just be intellectual. It will be from your total being. It will be a vision of your totality. And then one day, if it drops, it drops. If it continues, it continues. You need not worry about it. After 3 months, he came and he said, it dropped. Now I said, try it on other things too. This is the secret. The secret. De-automatize. Walking, walk slowly, watchfully. Looking, look watchfully. And you will see trees are greener than they have ever been, and roses are rosier than they have ever been. Listen. Somebody's talking, gossiping. Listen attentively. When you are talking, talk attentively. Bring joy to every act. Remain cheerful, like the birds are cheerful in the early morning. Let there always be a song on inside you, a constant humming. It has to become an undercurrent. Go on doing whatsoever you are doing, but let there be a constant undercurrent of cheerfulness. Everything else will change, but don't let your cheerfulness change. Even if sometimes on the surface you are feeling sad, don't forget that deep undercurrent is cheerful. Slowly, that awareness transforms one's whole being. Sadness simply disappears. The negative is not found at all. And with the negative, the positive also disappears. Then real cheerfulness arises. Then there is nobody who is cheerful but only a state of cheerfulness. Seek and search bliss, and one need not go anywhere else. One has to create an inner discipline. So if you are cooking food, you can go on cooking food, but let there be a song humming. Cooking has to become a play. If you are cleaning the floor, go on cleaning, but why not hum? Why not remain in an inner rhythm? Bring joy to every act and every activity.